All right. Shout out to the mighty Who Dat Nation. Big Q in here representing. Big ups to FanDuel, the official sponsor of the show. Go to FanDuel for all your prop betting. In this one, man, we're going to talk a little bit about Cam Jordan, man. They had some couple of articles, Sports Illustrated, shout out to them, did in terms of mentioning the fact that the Bears was a team that was interested in Cam Jordan. But there was actually a CBS article that was done that talked about different ideas for Cam Jordan in terms of where he could possibly end up. We'll talk about this in this episode of the show as well. Big ups to you guys. Hit the like button, the sub button, the subscribe button as well as we keep these alerts coming during this busy off season. Let's hit this article. Shout out to CBS. Talked about Cam's landing spots, and it mentioned several different teams that could be a fit for Cam. And of course, a lot of people would like Cam to finish home, come back to the Saints, but we know there's a monetary issue. He's 36 years of age, and he had a 10.5 sack season. He finished, and Cam feels like he actually wants multiple years, as we figured out. And when we seen Demario Davis get multiple years, a $22 million contract, 2-year, $22 million contract, with I think $15 million of it guaranteed from the Jets. My thought process is these guys wanted to play for an additional year, not multiple years. Now you see what DeMario got, and then of course Cam is jostling to get a multiple year deal. Cam said on a recent interview with Teron Armstead, he's talking about 2 or 3 years, not just 1 year. So they want to pay for an additional 2 or 3 years more, and that might be beyond the timeline that the Saints are willing to do. But anyway, let's look at some of the ideas that CBS talked about. In this one, they talk about the fact that New Orleans, they had them listed as number one team. They said that the threat of Jordan walking in free agency seems to be quite real. Hard to picture this franchise legend suiting up elsewhere, though it would make a lot of sense for the Saints to bring him back for the last couple of years of his career. The Saints appeared to have their quarterback in Tyler Shuck, who will likely, start to make a push to contend, and that's where the veteran can help take the team to the next level. They said they think that the Saints could be in a Super Bowl contention in the next 2 years. This is what Cam said, that he thinks the Saints could be in Super Bowl contention over the next couple of years. That's real value there. That's about what I got left in the tank. 2 or 3 years. Can we get one? So 2 or 3 years with Cam Jordan. I just feel like, if he would have had a 5 or 6 sack season, we wouldn't be here, with this. A lot of this is because both DeMario had a career year in 143, and Cam had his first multi-digit sack season since 5 years ago. So with 10.5 to lead the team. So that kind of created the fact that, we could still play at a high level this whole 2 or 3 year scenario, which, like I said, might be beyond, obviously it's beyond what the Saints are willing to pay in terms of dollars, and years perhaps. This will be cleared up eventually once we see what kind of contract deals Cam will be getting officially, right? What kind of money, what does it look like when we get more intricate in about what the deals are that potential teams could be offering Cam Jordan. We'll get a better idea. The next team is the Chicago Bears. Now remember, Cam kind of talked about eliminating the northern teams, or the cold weather climate teams, right? Eliminating them unless they come with a bag, to really kind of bring him there. Now, he had to meet with his wife. He called her the boss and made mention of the fact that there probably is a hierarchy of teams that he is willing to play for over the next couple of years. And of course, she will more than likely, definitely going to be with him wherever he tends to go. So that decision is for him and his family to make. But Chicago, that is another team because of the Dennis Allen connection, right? Figuring out the defensive backfield is priority number one. The Bears coach, which is Ben Johnson, the former offense coordinator for the Lions, said in the NFL Combine that creating more pressures is a point of emphasis, meaning entering this year. If that means looking for help on the free agent market, Jordan will likely catch their attention. Now, Cam spent the full decade playing for defensive coordinator Dennis Allen. So a reunion would be hard to pass up. Plus, the Bears just opened up a bunch of cap space by agreeing to trade wide receiver DJ Moore to the Bills. They can now afford to bring Cam aboard while also working to retain more of their free agents. So they did quite a few things here. How about the Bengals? Bengals are in desperate need of help on the defensive front with Trey Henderson, leaving on to, I think, going to the Ravens now. There is no one-for-one replacement for a star edge rusher of that caliber, but Cam is the kind of reliable force who can guarantee production while saving Cincinnati a bunch of money, assuming Cam's command a modest contract entering his age 37 season. The Bengals could use the leftover cap space to boost a defense that has held them back for far too long. How about the Dallas Cowboys? This is another team on the list. While Jerry Jones said he's prepared to spend more money this offseason, he missed out on some edge rushers in the free agency class. Cam Jordan deliver unnecessary production and boost at a fraction of the cost, giving Jones the ability to also address other positions on the defense that allow more points than any other team in 2025. Now, the Cowboys will add edge rushers with 4 of their own hitting the market, so why not bring in Cam Jordan, a reliable veteran at this point, right? How about that? Then 2 final teams for you, the San Francisco 49ers and the Chargers. Now, the 49ers remain in the win-now situation. They look into the market. They added some really good wide receivers to kind of help Brock Purdy. They will also undoubtedly be shocking for these pass rushers. Jordan does check the boxes and could be one of those missing pieces that helps San Francisco finally get over the hump before the Super Bowl window closes. Injuries depicted their defense last year, and the 49ers could use a veteran running mate for Joey Bosa. Would Jordan be cool with going to San Fran? He does fit out west. Cam is from Cal. Can San Francisco be one of those teams? And finally, the Chargers, right? We know that Owe is out of the door, and disappointment hit to the Chargers. Rush, with his departure, Los Angeles in need of a replacement who can keep this defense among the NFL's most elite units. Cam may not be a long-term solution, but he would be a stopgap option, at least, who would help the Chargers maintain some of the best financial flexibility in the league. Modest price would also allow this team to spend more heavily on its greatest need, which is the O-line. And the Chargers also did re-sign Trevor Penning at the guard position as were. But nonetheless, these are some of the options that they're talking about for Cam Jordan. There is also, remember, he went to Florida. He mentioned Miami. There could be Jacksonville involved there. And going out west there's other connections. The Jets with Aaron Glenn, where DeMario went. They can use some help. But nonetheless, we won't know most of all of this stuff about Cam Jordan, how much money he's seeking. We know he's looking at multiple years, this sort of thing. We won't know the meat and potatoes of what's going on with this until an actual contract is issued for Cam Jordan. And we'll see what his demand is, because roughly it's multiple years. And according to the word on the street, it's a deal north of $7 million, where the Saints estimated money was between $4 to $6 million that they were offering. His is north of $7 million. So it'll all come to a head sooner or later. We'll get more clarity on this move as we keep moving and grooving. So what do you guys think about this, as well as Cam Jordan? Do you guys think Cam comes back? You think Cam ends up with one of these aforementioned teams? Y'all let me know in the comments section below. It'd be interesting to know your thoughts. With that being said, that's all I got for this episode. Hit up FanDuel for your prop bet. Shout out to FanDuel, the official sponsor of the show. Big ups to the supporters for Patreon and our YouTube membership family. Big ups to y'all. If you want to help out the movement, join patreon.com/the Pro Media Network to get access to hundreds of locked content shows available on YouTube or to our Patreon membership. We also have the On Cue with Big Q News Show and the archive. That's available only on Patreon. It helps the movement. So with that being said, that's what I got. And y'all fill in the comments section below, and I'm going to get at y'all on the next one. Much love, peace, and who that take? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that?
Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with thewhodatdaily.com. Your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit thewhodatdaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation.
Welcome to The Pro Shop, where we create authentic, NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping The Pro Shop, The Pel Shop, or The Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section below or in the chat.